I am alive! I gotta get the link. I'm alive! Yes! That's the joke. Yes. It is the thing that I have decided to stick with. I gotta get the link, because I still have not found a more convenient way to share the link and make sure that, like, people know I'm alive. I love you, dear. I gotta get the link. I gotta get the link. 1 second. Link obtained. Now I must promote it. Promote. Is this in the correct way? Fuck. No, it isn't. Delete. Where is it? Self-promo. There it is. Did I do the correct one? Yes, I did. How wasn't it correct in that one? I don't know. Mode. Gotta let my mom know. Minimize. OBS. There we go. If I sound a little bit like shit, like a little bit before, I decided to have better mouthwash, and like ever since then, like my teeth, they feel like they have like a film of plastic over them, and it tastes awful. And that makes my stomach feel bad, and I had just gone back from getting groceries with my fiance, so all that piled on top of each other it's not in my favor, but I am looking forward to getting stuff figured out in this. Hi, Ma! I don't really have much to really talk about aside from like the whole microphone thing, because I don't know if everyone saw the post that I made. So, surprise, surprise, there was more microphone issues, because of course there was. I had accidentally gotten the wrong cable. Like, technically it was. I have this weird issue where I end up getting into scenarios where I want to buy a specific thing, but it's so specific that it's hard to find. And then when I find something that has even the shred of an ounce of resemblance to what I'm trying to find, I get so overjoyed that I lose the capability of reading properly, and I end up realizing that it's not what I want until it's too late and I've already purchased it and whatnot. So that was already not in my favor. It's not to excuse anything, it's just how it is with me, unfortunately. I was still a dumbass, and the cable that I had gotten was for a speaker and not a microphone. But apparently I was already kind of screwed to begin with, because the type of cable that I would need wouldn't even be compatible for a computer tower. It would have to have been like compatible with like a soundboard or something. And there's no way I'm gonna get a soundboard, because like I have a desk bell that I barely even use. But like, how am I gonna remember to use a soundboard if it's right in front of me? Because the desk bell is right in front of me, and I rarely ever use it. It's just there. Like, it's right there. I hope it wasn't too loud, but like, like, I'm not gonna remember, like, if there's gonna be like a soundboard on my desk right in front of me. So I had talked with my dad about it, and like, he was the one who figured it out that like it would have been like something that I would need to connect to a soundboard, and that was a mistake on ding ding ding. Yeah. But yeah, my dad had made the mistake where like he had accidentally found a version of the microphone that was compatible with the boom arm. That was on his end a bit of a whoopsie. I think it was a very similar mistake where like he was looking for something that was like resembling enough of what I was looking for. And it was like overjoyed that he was able to find it and then send it my way. But my dad was really sweet. He compensated to help me get a new microphone, so that way it'll have a USB cable that'll cooperate with my computer tower. So that'll work. Let's see. Makes me want to use my desk bell. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever told my audience about it. So, my mom, who's in the chat, there was one particular birthday where like I wanted to get my mom something for her birthday, and she had always wanted a desk bell, because Mom and I, like even before Mom and I had this inside joke where like every time a game had a desk bell, we'd like ring it obnoxiously. Like, Mom always wanted like a desk bell even before then. So I had found this cute little pink desk bell, and I had noticed that, like, in the thing, like, it gives you 2 desk bells, so I thought it would be cute for my mom and I to have matching pink desk bells. So that's the story with that, and why I have a desk bell. But yeah, the whole microphone thing should be settled, should arrive on Tuesday if there's no more complications. My fiance and I are currently trying to figure out what we're gonna do with the microphone and cable that we already have. Because we haven't used them at all, like, they're still in pretty good condition. I don't know if we'll even be able to return them, because Amazon's finicky like that. So, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. But things are being resolved, and I feel awful that there's, like, constant issues, because I'd rather seem like a bumbling idiot than a liar. Maybe try to sell them. I don't know how you would do that. Yeah, my fiance and I had mentioned the idea of selling them, but like I'm clueless. Yeah, I am not a knower of that either yet. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Sorry, one of my marker organizers, it was a little askew, so I was adjusting that. God, I still taste that weird plastic film around my teeth from that stupid mouthwash. It's disgusting. Ugh. I'm gonna have to figure out like how to wash that out, because like I drink like, a whole cup of like apple juice too to try and like cleanse it out, but like it apparently did nothing. I'll figure it out. I'll suffer through it a little longer. We were in the middle of cross-examining this lady's testimony, from what I remember, and from what I remember, there was a load of bullshit.
Alright, well, language.
You language. You language. Oh, raisins. Thank you.
对了，或许可以聊聊这件事。
Yeah, a paper towel would probably be handy. My fiance got a like a trail mix thing, and it had a bunch of raisins, and I like raisins. Thank you, my love. Are you sure you don't want to sit here and you'll come on later? Okay. Okay. Because I do like it when we sit together and talk, which is why I'm really, like, it was another reason why I wanted, like, a nicer microphone, so that way, like, if you ever did want to sit with me and talk, like, it would be easier for people to hear you. So that was also really important to me. Anyway. The Diet Lime Coke that we found. We can have it with dinner. I've never had it, so that's gonna be like a whole new experience for me. It'll certainly be a journey. Okay. By the way, could we ask about the column, expression, or the foreign goods store in the afternoon? Well, we did save this, so we should be fine, but I want to ask about the column.
林小姐，我很好奇，
Miss Lee, I'm curious.
为什么沈先生离开洋货铺后，你也提前离开了客匪馆呢？
Why did he leave the cafe early after Mr. Shen left to the foreign goods store?
这是什么问题呢？
What kind of question is that?
我离开咖啡馆，当然是因为
I left the cafe simply because
咖啡接光了呀。
I finished my coffee.
辩护人不可胡乱提问。
Because she left earlier than she intended. Judge Kwan, shut the fuck up. Do you know anything about how to do your job? You bumbling buffoon. I'd probably be better than this judge. I would know more than this guy. This absolute chump. Yes. He's acting like an actual idiot, though. It takes place in Shanghai. Ah! Shanghai is in China. And it's also like, I've been learning bits and parts as the game goes on. Plus, this is like a mixed court, so it's a mix of Shanghai and like. Okay. I will, yeah, because it is my channel. You're buying the rights to my channel? Shut the fuck up. You can? Really?
Yeah, but do you think Squash had such a drastic change? Him and Anthony literally bought the rights back. Why they're
Oh.
back on.
Oh. I didn't know that. Well, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. Because I didn't want to. I didn't watch it because it didn't get recommended to me. The defense counsel must not ask questions arbitrarily.
我不是胡乱提问。诸位请看，
Ooh! I am not asking arbitrarily. Everyone, please take a look at this.
过夜生活是很有腔调的事。静安这家咖啡馆虽不是贵店蓝宫，但也属趣味高雅。
Stylish nightlife. This cafe at Jing'an may not be deluxe, but it exudes elegant charm.
晚上氛围非要忒好，
What?
彩虹的辉煌消隐，优美的音乐沉静。
I'm reading!
本想到9点，可惜有事先行。
I'm voice acting. I am an actor. I'm getting sass from my fiance. Rainbow lights, great music, fantastic evening. Planned to stay till 9 but had to leave early.
李小姐，这是你发布在第2天报纸上的专栏。
Miss Lee, this is the column you published in the newspaper the next day.
写的是案发那晚在科菲馆的事吧？
It's about what happened at the cafe on the night of the case, right?
对呀、
Yes.
你提到有事，所以你才提早离开。
You mentioned you had something else to do, and that's why you left early.
是什么事？
What was it?
这又不是什么秘密。
Oh, it's not a secret.
我是听到了马路那头的喧闹声，一时好奇过去看看。
I heard the commotion from the other side of the road. Out of curiosity, I went to see.
没想到是巡捕房逮人，被捕的还是沈先生。
I didn't expect it to be the police arresting someone, and it was Mr. Shen who got arrested.
你提前离开，只是因为听到了喧闹声？
Did you leave early just because you heard the commotion?
对啊，我接科肥的时候，周围很安静的，吵了就没氛围了。
Yes, when I was enjoying coffee, it was quiet around. Quiet around. Once it got noisy, the ambiance was ruined.
那你离开之后又去了哪儿？
Where did you go after you left?
看热闹时遇上了护报的程记者，说要采访我。
While watching the commotion, I met reporter Shen. He asked me for an interview.
于是啊，我们又去了家酒吧，聊了1个多钟头。
So we went to a bar and chatted for over an hour.
对了，程记者还跟我提到你了呢。
Oh, by the way, Jane mentioned you to me.
可心姐，我感觉李小姐的证言里有一处不自然的地方。
Kosin, I feel there's something unnatural in Miss Lee's testimony.
你说说看。
Tell me more about it?
我还说不上来，但我记得
I can't pinpoint it right now, but I remember that.
先生遇到这种情况，会把证言和证物比对一遍，找出有矛盾的地方。
Such a case, Shen would compare the testimony with the evidence, finding any contradictions.
那我们也试试这个方法。
Let's try this method then. I mean, it's not just like a
那
random
天晚
method,
上
it's just how
我坐
you
在
do
松
it.
涛洋货铺对面接科肥。
That night, I was sitting across from Stone Foreign Goods Store, enjoying my coffee.
大概7点50左右吧，我见到沈先生走进洋货铺。
Around 7:50, I saw Mr. Shen entering the Foreign Goods Store.
沈先生总共在屋里面待了25分钟的样子，8点15走出来的。
Mr. Shen stayed inside for around 25 minutes and came out around 8:15.
出来时，他的脸没有一点血色哦，不知道在里面经历了什么。
When he came out, his face was quite pale. I wonder what he had went through inside.
我总共坐了1个钟头，周围都挺安静的，直到马路那边传来喧闹声。
I sat there for an hour. It's quiet around until I heard the commotion from across the road.
这段时间里，没有其他人出入过洋货铺。
During that time, no one else entered or exited the foreign goods store. Sat there for an hour. Wasn't he arrested, like, at 8:30? If it was an hour after 8:15, it would be 9:15. Lemme series is currently in hot performance. Short time every evening from 7:30 to 8:45. What do I compare it with? Honestly though, what do I compare it with? Because he was arrested here. At the theater. .30 to 8:45, so the show would still be going if he was arrested at 8:30. Right? Wait, shop. Because it wouldn't be this. Because this is about like the time when he died. Why is no one talking about the burn marks that were around the bullet wound? Because I distinctly remember that, because I was complaining about it in the last stream. I was like yelling about it, just like, why is no one talking about the burn wounds? And also, why shoot him if they had a blunt object to hit him on the head? Why not just bludgeon him to death? Fuck. I can't read this. Like, it's the news of Shen's arrest, so I'm assuming I would have to show this because, like, it would contradict with, like, the time that he would be arrested. Because if she saw him leave at 8:15, she sat there for an hour, it would be 9:15, right? But he was arrested at 8:30. Right? Hold on. Let's save real quick. Let's see if this works.
本官看不出矛盾之处。贺大人有何见解吗？
Because what do I do? I honestly don't know.
大概7点50左右吧，我见到沈先生走进洋货铺。 沈先生总共在屋里面待了25分钟的样子，出来时他的脸没有一点血色哦，不知道在里面经历了什么。我总共坐了1个钟头，周围都挺安静的，直到马路那边传来喧闹声。这段时间里没有其他人出入过洋货铺。
They saw him enter. Inside for 25 minutes, came out at 15. Figure that last one out. Is it the thing that we saw the paper for? H21 and a 4. There's no way. Is it actually? No. Hold on. I'm checking extra sources to make absolutely. It's cocaine? It's actually cocaine? Cause like I'm not looking at AI overview with this. Like this is just straight up information. That 0.1 is cocaine, dude. Holy shit. How is it an unknown ingredient then? It's like, what do I do? So I'm trying to figure out, like... Cause, like, I'm still stuck on this. She sat there for an hour, like, what does that mean? Like, an hour in total, and, like, when she saw him, that was encompassed in that hour? Or is it like an hour after, like an extra hour after, like, she saw him? I'm assuming it's the latter because of, like, the rest of the statement, like. Wouldn't she have, oh yeah, wouldn't she have heard the pistol? Right? Hold on. Is the gun one here? Yeah. Is it loud? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. are cult am I? Oh, M1093 loud or quiet? Trying to find something. Hold on. Cult brand Lizzie. Maybe you gotta phrase it like that. Never mind. This is out of my realm. I don't know anything about guns. Maybe I could at least bring it up. Cause like even like a relatively quiet gun would still make noise that would disturb someone, right? That's like my very little understanding of guns is. Like, even if a gun is like silenced or like relatively quiet, it still makes a noise. It can't just be like completely dead silent. Cause that would be impossible, right? She would have had to heard the gunshot, right? Would have heard like the scuffle going on because like this motherfucker was battered. Is that it?
李小姐
Oh shit!
切科肥的那段时间里，你有没有听到什么奇怪的声音？
I was right. Damn. I did have a good point with trying to check with the newspaper though, because like I could have sworn that he was arrested at like 8:30. But like with her testimony, like he would have been arrested at 9:15. You know? Unless I'm completely misunderstanding that part, and that part was what I was supposed to focus on, but it was like full sound nonsense. Miss Lee, during the time you were enjoying your coffee, did you hear any strange sounds? What kind of sounds do you consider strange? Gunshots?
会打扰一个名媛安静的喝咖啡那种。
Sounds so disturbing a girl's quiet enjoyment of her coffee.
我反对，这是诱导性询问。
Shut the fuck up, Joseph. Let me cook. Damn it. I object. This is indecisive questioning.
我反对你的反对。
I object to your objection.
阿福只是在回答证人问的问题。
Afu was simply answering the witness's question.
哎呀，虽然不明白什么是诱导性询问。
Oh, well, even though I don't quite understand what inductive questioning is, shouldn't you, considering you're a judge? Like, here, let me educate this judge real quick. Inductive questioning, also known as suggestive questioning, refers to the method of questioning where the questioner uses suggestive queries to narrow down or manipulate the respondent's answers. Common methods include repetitive questioning, enforcing limited options, and presupposing specific viewpoints. For example, when the fact that the defendant brought a knife is still to be proven, asking the defendant, "Did you buy the knife intending to kill him?" treats the act of purchasing a knife as an established fact and restricts the respondent's answer to either yes or no. This is the classic example of inductive questioning. So basically just asking a question based off of an assumption.
但本官觉得，辩护人的话没什么不妥之处。
I don't see anything appropriate about the defense counsel's statement.
我觉得辩护人讲话蛮有趣的哦。
I think the defense counsel's question was quite interesting. Shut up.
不过很可惜，我没听到过那样的声音哦。
But it's a pity that I haven't heard such a voice.
切科肥的那1个钟头，周围都好安静的。
During that 1 hour of coffee drinking, the surroundings were so quiet.
嘿嘿，这正是有矛盾的地方。
Ha! That's exactly where the contradiction lies.
贝先生说，吴松涛是在8点到8点半之间被人开枪打死的。
Mr. Joseph said that Stonewall was shot and killed between 8 and 8:30.
既然当时你能听到远处街头的喧闹声，
Since you could hear the noise from the distant street at that time,
就不可能听不到对面的枪声。
it is impossible for you not to hear the gunshot from the opposite side. Dumbass.
证人李小姐，这是怎么回事啊？
Miss Lee, could you explain what happened?
确实没有枪声的呀。
There really was no sound of a gunshot.
2位大人，如果证人说的是真话，
Your Honors, if the witness is telling the
那
truth,
就说明在沈先生进入案发现场的这段时间里，没有发生过枪击。
it means that during the time Mr. Shen entered the crime scene, there was no shooting.
因此，他不可能是凶手。
Therefore, he couldn't be the murderer. Let's go.
关大人，现在是不是可以考虑宣布我家先生无罪了？
Judge Kwan, is it possible to consider declaring Shen innocent now?
不对，
No.
温小姐，
Fuck off,
阿福
Joseph.
你们能推理到这个程度，令人刮目相看。
Get that smile off your face. Miss Wen, Afu, your reasoning has impressed me to such an extent.
但很可惜，
But unfortunately,
指纹、枪支、子弹、尸体以及现场，组成了环环相扣的证据链条。
fingerprints, firearms, bullets, and body and the crime scene form a full chain of evidence. Okay, but the person who shot him could have worn gloves, because we saw that Shen had gotten a message to go to the theater and to go to the 212 locker. So he could have grabbed the gun then and could have ended up getting his fingerprints on the gun. Because this person was trying to frame Shen for this murder. And also, like, if there was no gunshot during, like, the supposed scene of the crime, not only does that change the time of death, potentially, but it also changes the entire scene entirely, because that means that Shen would have arrived at a different time to kill this fucker, set up the scene, then make it seem that he was arriving at 7:50, and then, like, you're not making any sense, Joseph. Your story is flawed. Get your shit together.
并且他们全部指向被告。
And they all point to the defendant. Wrong! If anything, they point to you. You're wearing gloves, bitch.
这种情况下，不应该质疑被告是凶手这件事。
And besides, you would have a motive because Stone Wu had that paper on the Bruckhine. Because this is the answer to Shen's dead brother case. Because it wouldn't be strychnine or the typical form of Nux vomica, it would have been bruchine. It would have been a lethal amount of bruchine that would have killed his brother. And you want to make sure that Shen didn't figure that out because it was going to lead back to you, Joseph. This is contempt of court. Get out of here. Fuck, I didn't read that. Whoops. Instead, we should consider...
凶手是如何隐藏枪声的？
How did the murderer manage to cover the sound of a gunshot?
那有什么办法能隐藏手枪的枪声？
What methods are there to cover the sound of a pistol?
李小姐，切咖啡时，你听到过钟声吗？
Miss Lee, when you were enjoying coffee, did you hear any bell ringing? He accuses us of, like, inductive, like, questioning, but then he's doing that with this, with, like, trying to plant in, like, some memory of hearing a bell. Fucking hypocrite.
钟声
Bell ringing?
有的呀，对面就是个钟楼。8点钟时，那个钟响了很多下，好大声的。
Yes, there's a clock tower across the street. At 8 o'clock, the clock rang many times loudly. So it would have rung 8 times. So if that's the case, then your supposed accusation is that would have only lined up with the fact that Shen would have killed Stonewu at precisely 8. So why would he stay an extra 15 minutes? Because it clearly wasn't to, like, hide the body or clean up the mess or anything like that. So why was he there for the extra 15 minutes? Goober. Absolute fool.
你习以为常了，所以并不觉得钟声吵闹。
You're accustomed to it, so you don't find the bell ringing noisy.
好像是这样哦。
Seems like it.
周围的行人也是如此。
The pedestrians around are the same.
所以，凶手只要在钟响的时候开枪，就不会引起外人的注意。
So long as the murderer shoots when the bell rings, it won't attract attention from others. Yeah, but then your story still doesn't make sense because it would have been precisely at 8.
因此，李小姐没有注意到枪声，并不意味着被告没有开枪。
And also, like here, let me use my my desk bell as an example because, like, ding, ding, no, ding, ding, ding. Like, it would have been something like that. It would have been ding, 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 or like that. It would be slower. So we ding, ding, ding. Like, he would have had to match that shit up perfectly. And knowing Shen, he probably would be able to execute something like that, but the likelihood of that being absolutely perfect, and then, like, not even, like, taken to the, like... But, like, even then, why take such a meticulous amount of time to hide the gunshot with the bell ringing and find the perfect way to hide it within the 8 bell rings? But then not take the extra 15 minutes he had before he left to hide the body. Cause Shen is a detective. He would know how to commit the perfect crime, essentially. Why would he just leave the body lying around? And also, no one's explained to me the burn marks around the guns, the gun wound. Someone tried to burn that shit. mean, maybe Shen, like, conked him upside the head, maybe, because that would explain that, because, like, why shoot someone if you had a weapon to, like, bludgeon someone to death? Unless the stone Wu got pistol whipped. You know? Like, Joseph, your story's not making sense. I'm trying to make sense of your story. I legitimately am. But you're being a fool. Therefore, mythically, not noticing the gunshot doesn't mean the defendant didn't fire the gun. It absolutely... Goober, I was just going on a tirade saying that your story is ass.
证明被告杀人的证据链条已经闭合。
The chain of evidence proving the defendant's murder has been closed. You don't decide that! Don't
不愧
fucking
是
clap.
贝尔检察长。
Indeed, Prosecutor Bell lives up to his reputation. Could everyone just give me a minute?
如果辩护人找不到新的疑点，本案可以定论了。
If the defense counsel cannot find new doubts, the case can be concluded. I have so many
欣姐
doubts.
我接下来应该说什么？
Like, get me in this defense counsel. Let me ask these questions to Joseph Bell and just call him an outright fool. Cause he's a fool. What should I say next, cousin?
我也，对方太强了。
The opponent is too powerful. This isn't fucking Dragon Ball Z. This is court.
怎么办啊？这是终审裁决。
What should we do? This is the final judgment.
刚才的辩论表现，应该多少为我们在法庭上赢得了一些空间。
Our performance in the debate should have given us some room to maneuver in the court.
事到如今，只能死马当活马医，胡搅蛮缠一番了。
At this point, we can only try everything we can, resort to some destructive tactics.
最终，即使是输，我们也要拼到山穷水尽再说。
Even if we ultimately lose, we will fight until the very end.
可欣姐，我们该怎么胡搅蛮缠啊？
Cousin, how should we go about these disruptive tactics?
不管是什么观点、证据，只要对我们有利，我们都抛出来。
We should present any viewpoint or evidence that is advantageous to us. This, because it gave, it would mean that someone else was involved with the note. Because that would explain why Shen was there, right? Hold on, I'm gonna show you this. Sorry for my mouth sounding full, I'm trying to eat the raisins. So I would want to submit that, right?
先生是看到这张纸条才去灵秀剧院的。
Shen went to the Lyceum Theater after seeing this note.
他前脚刚到灵秀剧院，紧接着巡捕就赶来了，怎么看都是有人在栽赃啊！
The police came shortly after he arrived at the theater. Someone was trying to frame him.
仅凭这个纸条，可以由此猜测，但并不能作为证据。
What do you mean cannot be considered as evidence? It is evidence! What are you on about?
纸条上除去地点，
Hold on.
也并无其他引导话语。
It does contain other guiding words. 212, the number of the locker that he was getting into, that he was trying to look into.
辩护人，
I'm not gonna
还是再
even
仔细
read
想想吧。
like what he's saying. I'm just gonna respond to it because it's absolute bullshit. The defense counsel should think carefully once again. Fuck.
不管是什么观点，证据。
Ah. I did say, so like if I mess up then like I'll just be like at the very beginning. Cause I wanna bring this up, but like I can't read it. I want to bring these up. I don't know. I don't know how this would be connected to this specific case. I don't know how this would be connected. Maybe try to bring this up?
这与案件有什么关联呢？
This person? Brother, I pulled up a newspaper.
一定是有关联。
那辩护人还是想清楚了再开口吧。
Hold on. Cause I know I think I'm on the right track. I just don't know how to articulate what what I'm thinking of. You know? These reasons are really good though. Maybe I do bring these up?
这与案件有什么关联呢？
Hold on. Cause I want to have as much health as I can. You know? Cause it is getting tough. I don't know. There's gonna be one where it's like a double whammy or something, where it takes from two. Submit this.
这与案件有什么关联呢？
Cause you can go fuck yourself. I mean, maybe I was on the right track with the theater. Cause like, why would Shen go there without the note? Right?
这与案件有什么关联呢？
What the fuck? I actually don't understand. Cause it's obviously like nothing with a gun. It's not this. It's not this. It's not that. I don't think it should be this. I don't know how this is connected to anything. Tried this. Tried that. I don't see how this has any relevance. And why would I bring this up? Oh, wait. Maybe I should bring this up because, like, maybe we'll finally be, like, answering the question about the burn marks on the thing. On the bullet wound. Right? Is that what we're trying to do? hell that's what we're trying to do. Oh,
尸
hey,
检结
something
果显
different.
示，吴松涛先是被人打了头。
Problem. There. The autopsy results show that Stonewall was first hit in the head.
但先生既没有这个力气，也没有带任何能打晕他的武器。
But Shen neither had the strength nor carried any weapon that could knock him unconscious.
警方的确没有在现场找到打晕死者的钝器。
The pistol did. I mean, you could knock someone out with a pistol. I mean, that shit would hurt. Well, indeed, the police did not find any weapon that could knock one unconscious
但
at
这
the
并不影
scene.
响结论。死者头部淤伤并不是致命伤。
This doesn't affect the conclusion, as the head injury of the victim was not a fatal wound.
辩护人不必纠结此处，还是再想想其他角度吧。
It's still vital to the case, dude. You can't just ignore the bruise. It's there. It's part of the story, dude. Well, the defense counsel doesn't need to dwell on this. It's better to think from other angles. Fuck off.
不管是什么观点，
Try to bring this up again?
先生是看到这张纸条才去灵秀剧院的。
仅凭这
Alright.
纸条上
Oh.
不管是什么观点，证据
Oh. Because we tried these. There's no sense in trying those. We haven't tried these, but I don't see why. He's been brought up before by the It Girl. Why isn't he here? I'll drop a razor. I don't think we'd even be able to use this as evidence because Kosen wrote it. And they'll be like, oh, it was biased, blah blah blah. Sound like the only thing that can really show is this.
这与案件有什么关联呢？
We don't have anything to show.
一定是有关联。
那辩护人
不管是什么观点，
Maybe show the gun.
枪和子弹是关键证物。我建议再仔细对比下。
The gun and the bullet are key pieces of evidence. I suggest comparing them again
警
carefully.
方已经做过比对，航线报告非常明确。
The police have already conducted a thorough comparison, and the rifling report is very
继续
clear.
下去，除了拖延时间，毫无意义。
Continuing further would be meaningless except for delayed
不错，
proceedings.
辩护人还是再想想其他角度吧。
That's right. The defense counsel should consider other angles once again.
不管是什么观点，证
What have to go down to the very last one to proceed.
这与案件
Fuck.
一定是有。
那辩护人，本官看两位辩护人也已经找不出任何问题了。
God damn it. It seems that the two defense counsels are unable to identify any issues.
贺大人怎么看？
What's your opinion, Judge Harmon?
继续下去只是浪费时间。关大人，尽快定夺吧。
Continuing on will only be a waste of time. Judge Kwan, please make a decision.
那本验员认为，被
Fuck.
请被告到公堂前来。
Please bring the defendant to the court.
就这样结束了吗？
Is it going to end like this?
阿福，我们已经尽力了。
Afu, we've done our best.
二位不必太难过，你们掌握的证据有限，能坚持到现在已经不易。
There's no need to be too upset. Your evidence is limited. It's not easy to have come this far.
宣判后是量刑阶段，我会帮Joe争取使用英国法律来裁决。
After the verdict, it's the sentencing. I'll help John fight for using British law for judgment.
不必，
No need.
租界是大清的国土，沈某既在大清国土上被定为有罪，
The settlement is a part of the king's territory. And since I've been found
又
guilty,
有何道理按照他国法律裁决？
why shall I be judged according to foreign laws?
英国法律相比大清律，量刑会轻很多。
Compared to the king law, the sentence will be much lighter under British law.
沈某甘愿依大清律受罚。
I am willing to accept punishment according to the king law.
好，那此事已定，想必贺大人也无异议。
All right, that's settled. I believe Judge Herman has no objections.
退堂。
Court adjourned.
先生，我
Shen, I...
阿福，无需自责，你已经尽力了。
Fuck. Is this actually it? Afu, no need to blame yourself. You've done your best. God damn it. Convicted and awaiting execution after autumn. God damn it. What do I do? Right? It's like, this was irrelevant, this was irrelevant. I don't know why I'd show this. I don't even remember if I presented this or not. This is irrelevant, this is irrelevant, this is irrelevant. This gets denied, this is irrelevant, this gets denied, and this gets denied. So what do I do? I'd probably actually need to get a walkthrough for this, because I honestly don't know what to do. I don't want to, but like, if my options are all fuck all, then like, what do I do? Hold on. Murders. The Yangtze River walkthrough. Cause like, I think we've gone like this far without any walkthrough. Right? Or if we did, it was like I was partially on the right track, then like excuse me. In the dark, mystic ship, blah blah blah. Confined room mystery. Blah blah blah. Okay, stealth operation. Rookie in the courtroom. Okay. Testimony. We should present any viewpoint or evidence that is advantageous for us. Okay. What? How would I think to do this? How would I actually think to do this? Because saying that I gotta go to characters and present Afu. Because he's going to take the blame. How would I think to do this? Why would I think to do this? Well, I guess we're taking the blame.
其实那晚的一切都是我做的。
Actually, everything was done by me.
先生脸色苍白，是因为见到的杀人凶手是我，所以才慌张离开。
The reason why Shen looked pale was that he saw me as the murderer, so he panicked and
他
left.
之所以去灵秀剧院，也是为了帮我处理枪。
The reason he went to the Lyceum Theater was also to help me dispose of the gun.
你们把先生放了，把我抓起来吧。
Let Shen go and arrest me
军
instead.
部方已经调查过，你当晚一直在宾馆内。
The police has already investigated and confirms that you were at the hotel that evening.
辩护人徐福星，你藐视法庭，理应受到相应的惩罚。
Oh damn. Counsel Su Fuxing, you are contemptuous of the court and should be punished accordingly. Yes. Crap.
不管是什么观点、证据，只要对我们有利，我们都抛出来。
Is the case? I guess we gotta present.
关大人，辩护方还有话要说。
Wait, this is actually what we needed to present? Really? Wouldn't this be seen as like weirdly biased because you wrote that paper? Judge Kwon, the defense counsel still has something to say.
我的当事人沈仲平沈先生是一名非常出色的侦探。
My client, Mr. Shen Shengping, is a very talented detective.
他侦破过许多案子，其中汉阳铁厂案家喻户晓。
He has solved many cases, including the well-known case in Hanyang Ironworks.
我的当事人在没有尸体、无法尸检的情况下，仍然根据现场的蛛丝马迹还原了真相。
My client found the truth based on subtle clues at the crime scene and the absence of a dead body.
没错，而且是在1天之内就破解这件案子。
This, and he cracked the case within 1 day.
我说被告的名字怎么看着眼熟？
That's why the defendant's name looked so familiar.
原来是破了铁厂奇案的那位侦探。
So is the detective who solved the Ironworks case.
好端端一个侦探，怎么就杀人了？
How could such a reputable detective end up committing murder?
大人，我先生为人温文尔雅，一心匡扶正义，他不会杀人的。
This is getting into bias. This isn't fact, this is actual bias. This is opinion. What? Judge, Shen is a gentle and righteous person. He would never commit murder.
感觉是有些不合常理。
the most logical sense that you have actually said during this entire trial. This is illogical. This is wrong.
关大人，你们秦国法官断案喜欢凭感觉，这是不正确的。
What? Judge Kwang, in the Qing dynasty, judges often judge by their feelings. It is indeed incorrect.
不能仅凭被告的职业就改变对其犯罪事实的认定。
The defendant's profession should not change the determination of their criminal acts. This is actually true. Like, I've been giving these two shit this whole time. This is actually facts.
应该依赖证据和逻辑推理。
We should rely on evidence and logical reasoning.
辩护人，请解释汉阳的案子与这起命案之间有什么关联吗？
Counsel, please explain. Is there any connection between the Hanyang case and this murder case?
关联就是
The connection is...
关联当然就是沈先生了。
The connection is, of course, Mr. Shen.
诸位想啊，沈先生能在汉阳破那么难的案子，说明
Think about it. Mr. Shen was able to solve the difficult case in Hanyang, which means
他是个聪明的侦探啊。
he's a smart detective. I mean, going off of what I was saying earlier, like we have established that Shen is a smart detective. He has solved a lot of cases. He would know how to hide a body, and the body clearly isn't hidden. And Shen would also know the fingerprints would leave traces. Why would he foolishly have his fingerprints be able to be found on a gun? You know? Everything leaves traces and all that shit. Everything leaves a trace. He says that every single time.
一个像沈先生那样聪明的侦探，若要杀人，怎么可能那么容易被抓呢？
Damn. It's implausible a smart detective like Mr. Shen would be easily caught if he committed murder.
对啊，这里还真有一处疑点。
Right! There is indeed a doubt that he was easily caught. Exactly what I was saying.
诸位，这里有一处很大的疑点。
I'm actually glad that I looked that up because there was no way that I was going to be able to get it. Because I had already written that off as like a thing because that seemed way too much of a biased thing. You know? And in court, the bias can go fuck itself, you know? Or at least that should be the case. But now we're getting back to the logic. Thank you. Everyone, there is a major doubt here.
沈先生是因为在剧院被目击到持有手枪而被捕的。
Mr. Shen was arrested because he was seen at the theater carrying a pistol.
沈先生被捕的时间在晚上8点半，也就是他离开现场后没几分钟。
Mr. Shen was arrested at 8:30 in the evening, just a few minutes after he left the scene.
而根据贝先生的主张，沈先生在作案时利用钟声掩盖了枪声。
And according to Mr. Joseph's claim, Mr. Shen used the sound of the clock to cover the gunshot.
诸位不觉得贝先生所主张的沈先生与剧院被捕的沈先生很矛盾吗？
Isn't it contradictory that Mr. Shen, as Mr. Joseph claims, it differs from the one arrested?
如果沈先生真的用枪杀了人，又怎会把枪暴露在大庭广众之下呢？
If Mr. Shen really used a gun to commit the murder, why would he expose it before a large crowd?
他总不该想到了隐藏枪声，却想不到隐藏枪本身吧？
He may have thought of covering the gunshot sound, but didn't think of hiding the gun itself.
可心姐，
Kosin!
肃静，肃静。
Order!
辩护人，你的观点很有趣，请继续。
Defense counsel, your perspective is quite interesting. Please continue.
好，
Sure.
被害人的尸体 是在案发后的第2天早上被洋货铺的女店员发现的。
The victim's body was found by a female store assistant the next morning after the crime.
直到店员发现尸体后，巡捕房才接到报案。
Only after the store assistant found the body did the police receive the report.
却能未卜先知的提前抓捕沈先生。
Yet they were able to arrest Mr. Shen in advance as if they had foreknowledge.
命案发生的时间和沈先生被捕的时间几乎无缝对接。
Oh yeah, that's right. The timing of the murder and Mr. Shen's arrest almost seamlessly align.
这也太巧了吧
Isn't that too coincidental?
除非有人刻意栽赃沈先生。
Unless someone deliberately framed Mr. Shen.
裴先生，
Like
你能回应
Joseph.
这些质疑吗？
Mr. Joseph, can you respond to these doubts? You better not.
大人，申先生在剧院被捕，并不全是巧合。
Oh my god. Why? Your Honor, Mr. Shen's arrest at the theater was not purely coincidental.
当时，那把枪也不是毫无遮掩的。
At that time, the gun was not completely exposed either. But you just said...
可否提交有关沈先生被逮捕过程的证据，供辩护人质证？
So, can you present evidence regarding the process of Mr. Shen's arrest for cross-examination?
凶器、手枪和子弹，还有案发现场，我也想都亲自调查一下。
The murder weapon and the bullets, also the crime scene. I want to investigate everything.
这些要求是合理的，我们会配合。
These requests are reasonable and we will cooperate.
作为检控人，我也希望此案能得到充分的追究，
As
不
the
留下任何疑点。
As the prosecutor, I also hope that this case can be thoroughly investigated, leaving no
只
doubt.
是，案发当晚巡捕房在剧院的行动，涉及另一起案件。
But the actions of the police at the theater on the night of the crime involved another
那
case.
起案件涉密，调取案卷需要些时间。
That case is classified and will take some time to retrieve the case files.
那就择日再审。
Should we reschedule the trial then? Okay,
本
bought
官宣
ourselves some
布，
time.
暂时停止沈仲平涉嫌持枪杀害吴松涛一案的审理。
I announce a temporary suspension of the trial of Shen Chongping, accused of murdering Stone Wu.
2日之后重新开庭。
The trial will resume in 2 days. Thank God. It only took me an hour to
你
figure
们刚
it
才在
out.
法庭上的表现让人印象深刻。
Your performance in the courtroom was impressive.
侥幸侥幸，
Luckily.
演员最后说话的时候，我的心都提到嗓子眼儿了。
My heart was in my throat when the judge made the final statement.
不管怎样，我们还是争取到了查看证据和重查现场的机会。
No matter what, we managed to seize the opportunity to examine the evidence and revisit the scene.
只要能找到新的突破口，下次庭审就还有胜算。
As long as we can find a new breakthrough, there is still a chance of winning in the next trial.
让你们费心了。我
You've gone to all this trouble for me.
等我们赢了下次庭审再道谢吧。
Let's save your appreciation till we win the next
不
trial.
过，话说回来，
However, speaking of which,
沈先生，你在洋货铺的20多分钟里，真的没看到其他人吗？
Mr. Shen, did you really not see anyone during your 20-minute stay at the foreign goods store?
没有。
No,
那就怪了。
that's strange indeed.
巡捕房确定吴松涛就是在洋货铺的书房里遭人枪杀。
The police has confirmed Stonewu was indeed shot and killed in the study of the
坐
store.
在洋货铺对面的李小姐，却没见到除你之外的其他人进去过洋货铺。
Miss Lee, sitting across from the store, didn't see anyone else entering except you.
如果吴松涛既不在洋货铺内，又从未进去过，
If Stonewu was neither inside the store nor ever went in, then
难不成尸体还能凭空出现在案发现场？
could it be possible for a body to appear at the crime scene out of thin air?
洋货铺的构造一目了然，2个房间，外屋经营，里屋记账。
The layout of the store is clear with 2 rooms, one for business, the other for bookkeeping.
当时2个房间都是空无一人。
At the time, both rooms were empty with no one inside.
但为什么先生一离开，尸体就出现了呢？
Then how did the body appear as soon as Shen left?
这也太奇怪了。
This is indeed very strange.
阿福，咱们得去现场好好检查下。
Well, the body was reported like the next morning, and like the autopsy said 8 to 10. So it could have happened like around like 9 to 10-ish. And with like the burning around the bullet, like the decayed stuff like got altered a tiny bit. You know. Alpha, we need to go to the crime scene, search it
不
thoroughly.
好意思啊，2位，探视时间结束，我必须带沈先生回去了。
I'm sorry, the visiting time is over. I must take Mr. Shen back now.
阿福，
Alpha, oh, so
有什么嘱咐吗，先生？
do you have any instructions, Shen?
查案之途多险阻，注意保护自己。
There could be obstacles and dangers on the path of your investigation. Take care of yourself.
没问题。
No problem.
那先生记得要按时吃饭，保重身体，一定要坚持到下次庭审。
Shen, remember to eat on time. Take care and be sure to hold on until the next trial.
好。
Okay. Joseph. You two were quite impressive in the courtroom. Alpha and I tried everything we could to win the chance for a retrial. But Mr. Joseph, do you really believe that Mr. Shen is the murderer? As a friend, I hope he is not. But as a prosecutor, I must avoid subjective judgments. All decisions in the court are based on evidence and logic. That is the only path to the truth. Okay, but you're not using either. I mean, you're using evidence, but you're not using logic. Mr. Joseph, you know Shen. He wouldn't commit murder. You would, though, Joseph. Then prove it in court. I don't want your number. Oh. Here's the investigation permit. With this, no one will stop you from entering the crime scene. Good. Officer Wu has already prepared the evidence you need. It's on the table over there. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. I hope the next trial will be a fair and balanced showdown. I fully agree with Mr. Joseph's ideology. In the next trial, we will defeat you with evidence and logic. I will be waiting eagerly. Shut the fuck up. Letters on the table. There's a mailbox on the table that's filled with tip-off letters. And next to it, various tip-off letters are piled up. Evidence box number 1. Inside the box are the autopsy reports of Stone Wu and crime scene photos. Mr. Joseph was already presented these pieces of evidence in court. There aren't any new discoveries. This box contains Shen's personal belongings. Checked that in Sergeant Singh's office, and there was nothing special. Oh, Afu! Did Afu visit Sergeant Singh's office? Did I? He means that Sergeant Singh must have already inspected this box of items in his office. He probably didn't notice anything unusual. Right. I didn't go see Sergeant Singh's office last night. Afu. Inside this evidence box, there's a pistol, a bullet head with blood, a bullet shell. There's also a fingerprint comparison report and a barrel rifling trace comparison. Which one would you like to check? Everything. Mr. Joseph has shown the pistol and the bullet, but it's the first time seeing the bullet shell. The bullet shell was collected from the crime scene. No fingerprints were found on it. That's why it wasn't presented in court. Can I take another look? Of course, you can. Let me see. The bullet shell is brass colored, relatively smooth. FC. The bottom of the bullet shell is marked with 32 auto, indicating that it's a .32 caliber bullet. There's a tongue-shaped groove at the center of the bottom. It's traced up by a firing pin. Doesn't appear to have any abnormalities. Fingerprint comparison. According to the description of the fingerprint comparison report, the police extracted 3 clear fingerprints from the grip of this pistol. None of them were on the trigger, though. Here, here, and here, but not here. Crack this case wide open. Because it's not on the trigger! It's not on the trigger! They're from the thumb, index finger, and middle finger of Shen's right hand. No other fingerprints were found. But it wasn't on the trigger. The police used fingerprint comparison to determine if the gun fired the bullets at the scene. Firstly, they loaded the gun with bullets of the same caliber and fired them. Then they compared the texture on the side of the bullet under a microscope. The rifling of 2 bullet heads were nearly identical, so they were fired from the same gun. These records don't have any differences from what Mr. Joseph mentioned. I'll double check the pistol. Colt automatic caliber 32 rootless smokeless. The inscription on the side of the gun reads exactly what I said. It indicates that the pistol fires .32 caliber bullets. This is a muzzle, and you can definitely be intimidating if it's pointed at itself. Now, I wanted to see if there were more bullets in it. How do we check? This is the manual safety on the gun, which is currently in the locked position. This is the grip safety, a unique design feature of this gun. Hold the grip firmly between your thumb and index, and press the safety to pull the trigger. This is the base plate of the magazine. Can I double check the magazine? Of course you can. Well, it's missing one. These are all .32 caliber bullets. They don't seem to differ much from the one found at the crime scene. And there's one missing. There's like print lines here. Oh, there's a Is that a fingerprint? Jesus! Oh, my throat hurts. Sorry. Huh? What's this? What did you discover? From this angle, it looks like there are fingerprints on the bullet. Indeed, they do look like fingerprints. Officer Wu, have you checked for fingerprints on the magazine? No, we didn't. Dumbass. We didn't think there would be fingerprints on the magazine. Maybe this is the crucial information? Okay, I'll check it now. Fingerprints were found on the side of each bullet in the magazine. Moreover, these fingerprints are different from Mr. Shen's fingerprints. Let's go! That's great! Finally, there's a breakthrough! Can we figure out whose fingerprints there are, though? I would like to know who they belong to. Can we determine whose fingerprints they are? Not at the moment. It's Joseph, isn't it? I also found a palm print on the side of the magazine. That's what I was saying! But I can't determine the identity either. Please wait a moment. I'll go to the records room to check. Let's go. Arthur, the fingerprint check may take some time. Let's go to the crime scene first. I'm actually gonna... Fuck off, Toby. After we talk to this Chuck and I think I'm gonna call it because my throat's starting to hurt, and I'm hungry. Miss Wen, Shanghai is indeed a small place. We meet again. Mr. Cheng, you have discovered another big news story, haven't you? Oh wait, no, I kind of completely butchered the phrasing of that one. Well, I've just planned to interview Mr. Shen and do some follow-up reporting. Mr. Cheng, I also have a question for you. Why did you smear Shen as an accomplice of the thief? Huh, it wasn't me who said it, it's the officer I interviewed. Then you should verify. Mr. Shen was not in Shanghai when the theft occurred. Timelines is almost important for news to release the interview quickly. That's called news. But you should not make fake news. If the facts have changed, then I can make an update, right? What a scumbag. Alright, it's time for the interview now. See you. Afu, are you still thinking about what Toby Chang said earlier? Not really. Toby Chang looked familiar to me. I finally remembered where I'd seen him before. Where? On Shen's clue wall. He was one of the suspects in Shen's brother's case. Finally you remember that? Blah blah blah, we know this. Blah blah blah. We know this. I'm just clicking through this to make sure that it's like gone over. Blah blah blah. Thing stuff thing. I gotta save. Confirm. Home page. So it kind of sucked that at the very end of that court thing I had to look up a walkthrough, but there was honestly like no way I would have figured that out. I think the whole Afu thing was purely for an achievement, but using Kosin's newspaper, I wouldn't think that that would have even been allowed to been used in court because, I mean, she was one of the defense council members, like, it would have been marked as biased, wouldn't it have been? So I had already like nixed it off as a possibility of like what to do, so there was no way that I would have been able to logically figure it out. But we made at least some progress-ish. I was really smart with the gun, even though I'm kind of dumb with guns. So I feel accomplished with that. On Monday, we will be playing some more By Sweet Carol. On Wednesday, we'll be playing more of The Root Trees Are Dead. I really liked playing that game, like, for the previous stream. That was really fun. I liked figuring stuff out and reading and all that stuff. And then next Friday, I will not be streaming at all because I will be going to watch a movie then. And with that, I will see you guys on Monday. I gotta go eat, and my throat hurts. Bye!